Hello class, I'm here to talk about problem 84. Um, I have assigned problem 16 and I asked you to solve the bottom over here. But now I want to show you the type of questions that you could be presented with and how would you answer them. I can guarantee you that you're going to see this on your midterm. So that's why I thought it would be important to present another problem for you. Okay, so I have put it here, all the information. And the first step that I would do is to put a total over here on the bottom. That way you can confirm your number over here. Okay, and also in Excel, you can refer to cells, and the moment that you put that total, then it's gonna make your life easier. So let's go ahead over here. If you're not familiar with Excel, there is an auto sum, and it tells you it's gonna add everything up from the cells that have been selected. So let's click over here, and it automatically select the cells we wanted. So we're not gonna change anything. Okay, let's just go ahead and do enter, and it's 60. Great. So right here it tells you on this problem, Forbes magazine published data on the best small firms in 2012, and these were firms which had been publicly traded for at least a year, have a stock price of at least $5 per share, and have report annual revenue between $5 million and $1 billion. The table below shows the ages of the CEOs for the first 60 ranked firms. So right here we have confirmed there are 60. What does this frequency mean? What does this here is telling you from the ages, uh, the window between 40 and 44, 45 to 49, so far so on. What does the frequency mean? 3 is telling you that from this information from the 60, 3 CEOs were aged between 40 and 44. 11 CEOs were aged 45 to 49. 13 CEOs 50 to 54, so far and so on, in a total of 60 CEOs. So without even going further on the questions, if you want to know the percentage of each one, all you had to do is to do, for example, 3, up the percentage of, for example, CEOs aged 40 to 44 in 60. So 3 divided by 60, basic math, you get 5%. Okay, this would be the same as your relative frequency. So just think of relative frequency as your percentages. So all you need to do is equals the frequency divided by my total, which we just did, that was 5%. Then you think, oh, okay, great. I don't even need to type the numbers. Yes. And the other trick of Excel is that once you go over here on this little green dot, and it turns into this thin black cross, if you hold the left button on your mouse and you drag it down, it's gonna copy the formula for you. It's so then you would divide then 11 by 60 and then 13 by 60. But there is one problem. When Excel, when you just drag something down, Excel automatically, see there's an error. Let's look at over here. Let's analyze the first one. Right here, I'm telling Excel, get B, column B, row 4, which is number 3, and divide it by column B, row 11 to get me the value. Okay, when I drag it down, Excel updated to the next, but he also updates the numerator and the denominator. So now it's telling column B, cell 12. Well, there's nothing. That's why you're getting an error. If you go to the next one, 13, and so far and so on. So how do we fix that? Well, to tell Excel, I want you always, for the denominator, I want you always refer to column B, row 11. How do you do that? You put your mouse right in front of the column, and on your keyboard, you press the key F as in Frank 4, F4. When you put this dollar signs in front of the column, in front of the row, it's telling Excel, no matter what I do, I always want my denominator to be 60. Okay, so now let's try again. Let's drag down because I'm telling, go ahead, that's fine. And if you update this column right here, but I don't want you to change the denominator. So let's go ahead and try again and see what happens. See, now you work. And if you go down and look at the formula up here one by one, now I told B4, and the next one is going to be B5, B6, B7. But do you see how it remains the same denominator? Because I lock it. That's what we call in Excel. Okay, my cumulative frequency, as the name says, cumulative. So you're adding what is before, the value before, so you're getting a value that is cumulative. So right here, there's nothing before the 5%. So all we're gonna do equals, that means that tells Excel we're putting either a formula or a value equals this. Okay, okay, but now I want Excel for this one is a cumulative, so I want Excel to add the one before. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna tell Excel I want you do this plus the next. So what it did, he added 2. So cumulative, because 5% plus 18% is 33, is 23%. Okay, so now Excel already understands, look, I always want you get the current value and you add the value before. So let's go ahead and drag it down. How do you know you are correct when you finish these values? You did it, it all looks good. I'm not sure if I'm correct. First of all, you can go over here and do an auto sum, and you have to get 1 or 100%. It always adds to 100%. There you go. Now here, if you notice as well, you're always gonna end it up with 1 or 100%. And that's how you confirm you have the correct values on your table. Okay? So let's just quickly answer these questions. Right here is asking me for the frequency of for COHs between 54 and 65. Between is not telling me including 54 and 65. Between them. Here's my 54, this is my 65. What is in between these two? And another thing that I notice a lot in midterms, make sure when I'm asking you frequency, a percentage, a relative, and a cumulative. I see asking for frequency, you give me the relative frequencies, so far so on. Be careful with that. Okay, so let's go over here. So my frequency right here for dates between 54 and 55 is gonna, and 65 is gonna be equals to frequency of 16 plus frequency of 10. So my frequency for days between 54 and 65 is 26. Now, percentage. Remember when I started, I said, well, to get you a percentage of anything, you just get the current frequency numerator and divide it by the total, the denominator. So what is the percentage of COs that are 65 or older? So how many are 65 or older? There are 7, correct? Remember that I said the relative frequency is the same as percentage. So there's 2 ways that you can do that. You can go over here and you can do, and I just show you also the little trick about the parentheses. Remember the pandas rule. So, okay, so let's put a parenthesis because I want Excel to first sum the COs age 65 years or older, the frequency. So 6 plus 1. So, and then I want Excel to divide by my total, which is 12%, or if you would do like this, 11.67%. One little rule to keep in mind, anything below 0.5, we round down. Anything above 0.5, we round up. Therefore, if it's a 11 point, let's just use, yeah, if it's a 11.4, we would do 11. If it's a 11.6, we would round up to 12. So right here, if you actually put less digits, you're going to notice how it's going to round up to 12 because it's 11,667. Okay. Right. Let's go back here. See 11,6. So above 0.5. Let's put it like this, okay? It's a little rule for you to remember. Even when I'm calculating your grades in the end, I try my best to always round up, but if it's a 11.2, for example, definitely it's gonna round down, or but if it's a 11.6, yeah. So I do my best to respect this rule and look at all the extra credits that if I offer any, if you have completed, I take all that into consideration. Okay, so now let's go back here. So you did it the 6 plus 1 divided by 60. Another way, I just told you relative frequency is the same as percentage. So you could just perfectly, since you're saying 65 and older, you could just perfectly go equals to this percentage plus this percentage, which is going to be the same thing. There we go. Okay. Now we are asking for what is the relative frequency of ages under 50. Under 50. Okay, it's not including 50. Be very careful with those on your midterm. So under 50, and I'm asking for relatives. So first, let's make sure we are on the relative column, frequency column, under 50. So don't include 50. So over here plus this one over here is 23.33 or 23%. Now, what is the cumulative relative frequency? Right there, already, you know you're on this column over here. For CEOs younger than 55. And then you think, oh, okay, perfect. It doesn't say included, so I'm just going to add this one, and this one. Incorrect. Why? Okay, let's remember cumulative. These values, they're adding always the ones before. So this value is already telling you that the ones younger than 55 is 45%, because if you do 5% plus the 28 plus the 21 and you round up, it's going to be 45%. That's why it's cumulative. So really the value over here for younger is 45. You do not add them up. The other way to confirm, you would do equals to this percentage plus this percentage to get 45 as well. Okay, be very careful on the cumulative. It already tells you the ones that it already includes the values before. Okay, for the last one I left the answer here, and I'm gonna make a quick comment. Some students tend to refer to the internet for solutions. I can tell you that lots of the solutions are incorrect. For example, over here, uh, the solution that is giving on the net is incorrect. I guarantee you. And over here, if you look for the solution, is also incorrect. How do I know that? The solutions on the net is telling you that graph A is my cumulative frequency and graph B is my relative frequency. Well, without even looking any further in anything, well, if it's cumulative frequency and I'm telling you it's always adding the value below, how is it possible that it goes up and it goes down? Your cumulative frequency is always going to go up. Okay, it's always because it's accumulating the value before to the current one, so it's always going to go up. So then now, if we look at more in details, so this is 0%, 20%, 40%, 60%, 80, and 100%. Right here, let's look at it. How it goes from 5% and then to 23% and then to 45%, 71%, 88%. Do you see how this is the cumulative? Okay, let's look at this one. It goes up 5%, 18, 21, 26, and then it goes down 16, 10, and then 1. So right here, 5, and then it went to 18. Do you see right here, 0, 20%? So it's right below 18, and then 21, 26, and then it goes down 16, 10, and then 1. Another thing that you might say, yeah, of course, but when you're in a hurry, when you're stressed, you don't pay attention. This means 5%. This does not mean 50%. 50% would be like this. There's a difference. 0.05 is 5%. Zero point 0.5 is 50%. So right here, 18%, 21%. Right here, 1%, not 10%. 10% is right here. Okay. So that's another common mistake that I see. And this is, so here's the answer that I had put it before. Graph A is the relative frequency and graph B is the cumulative frequency. And we are done with video for problem 84. I hope that was helpful. I'm sorry if I went too fast. I did record this video a couple times, and for my despair, the first time there was no volume once I completed. I noticed. So I hope this is helpful. Uh, do never hesitate to let me know if there are any questions. Okay. And there will be other videos for you to also complete. Thank you.